right, it's time for Book Chat. Now we have Hope Christopher James. Now her body of work includes several amazing books. She has published over 7 books, each rooted in research, practical framework, and life experiences designed to strengthen families and cultivate resilience across generations. Now she's here, and we're here to talk about an amazing book titled Stretch, Becoming a Global Voice. Super excited to have you this morning. How you doing?
Doing great, and you?
I'm doing good. I am doing very, very well. I was reading this, and there are a couple of interesting nuggets in this book. I think one of them is a statement when you said to stretch is to shine, and to shine. To stretch is to grow, and to grow is to shine. That's deep. I want you to tell me about the title of this book and what this book means to you.
Okay, thank you again for having me. I'm working with moms for the last 5 years.
Okay.
Career moms specifically as being a journey, a pleasant journey, something that gives me joy.
Yeah.
Actually, it was birthed from the place of pain, and I found that there is a need to do something deeper than the usual life of a mother. There is more to motherhood behind the scene. There is more to motherhood being with your husband. Yeah. There is more to redeeming your potential, refining yourself. So last year I thought about something. After I'd written 6 books, I talked about something I could give that would come as a special gift for career moms to take as a map for themselves while walking through the journey of the new innovations happening, the tech happening, the new changes, so they don't feel left behind. They don't feel the world is leaving me aside since I'm alone and there's nothing to help me. So stretch comes from the place of passion, wanting to support them, wanting to see them grow, wanting to see them live their childhood dreams again, because everyone was actually created for a purpose. Everyone should have an identity they need to represent, and I think it's time for them to rise up to that. It
is time, and I can really relate to what you just said on Zuriel's story. The lady in chapter 2 and 3, thereabouts. I'm going to ask you who Zuriel is, but again, I think there's a part of a story that really got to me, and I think it's a friend of hers that kept saying to her, you must be willing to fail to succeed. I saw that in your book. I'm just wondering here, how important is failure to the life of that person who wants to succeed?
Okay, I would say, like, I would always use career mom as my place of sample because Zuriel is a career mom. She's a career mom. So the place of failure, I kind of noticed.
Is Zuriel real? By the way, is she a real person?
She's not real.
Okay, you just create it's just in there. Okay, I was just worried.
So I'd noticed and I found out that many moms are actually scared to try something new. They are okay with the usual, the normal activities happening in their day, in their daily lives, and procrastination, fear, the fear of what people say, the fear of if they fail is actually what keeps them back. But the people they surround themselves with is actually a big plus to them. So I keep saying and I keep singing it in their ears that your critics, your realists and your dreamers are quite important in your journey towards fulfillment. So to succeed, there must be a failure. For you, it's actually nothing makes any meaning except what you attach to it. So if they find the opportunity or that gap to actually replace their fears to their lessons, I am sure they won't have any reason to say or to count fear as something too big for them to approach.
All right, that is awesome. I mean, it's very clear that failure isn't the end of the world for anyone. As a matter of fact, it's just the beginning. There is another part of the book where you talked about becoming a socialite, and that is quite interesting. That one got to me because I can remember that the first 2, 3, 4 lines is you try to even use Jesus Christ as a sign to explain what being a socialite is, and then you give some tips. Is it okay if you just talk about that a little bit? What does it mean to be a socialite, and what are some tips one can take to become a socialite? And why is it important that we become a socialite?
Okay, so it's actually quite important to be a socialite in an evolving world. Looking at what's happening today, if you keep your gifts to yourself, you die and nobody knows anything about it. So it's quite important to God that created you, to the purpose that you were created for, and to the people you were meant to serve, for you to come out there and let people know. And sometimes people mark themselves behind, I am an introvert. Introvert doesn't really pay the bills. Introvert doesn't, the title introvert doesn't really fulfill purpose itself. It is you working with the purpose and what God has actually asked you to. Now, being a socialite, actually, I put it in a place where Christians and even Muslims who come to the knowledge that even God it was an example to it. Okay, for example, Jesus actually participated in most of the activities that happen in the community he was meant to serve. He wasn't waving hands at the people he was meant to save. He communicated with them. He had a connection with them. He was able to see from their pain. He was able to share with them. He was able to dine with them. He was able to serve them. So that's another way of being a socialite. And I also actually brought it down to your personality is actually not the reason why you shouldn't be a socialite. You can as well be an extrovert, which is which you can as well be an extrovert, and you're not giving any message, you're not passing any message. You can be an introvert and you're not still passing any message. The most important thing is you defining where you're going, understanding who you are and who you're meant to serve, and aligning yourself, because the world is so noisy, and you don't want to be in a place where you'll be distracted. You don't want to be in a place where you'll be distracted. So being a socialite, it's very important for every human on earth. Whatever you're doing, it is meant to serve others. It is meant to heal humanity. Yes, the reason why some aspect of humanity is bleeding right now is because we have some persons that are yet to build systems that are in that max of fear, that are so scared, that are yet to build structures that could guide them. So if they could come out boldly and say, oh, I'm a socialite, but I have a reason why I am a socialite. I have come with a purpose. I've got a baton, and I know I'm handing it over to the next generation. I think that would actually build a sustainable legacy. Awesome.
Now, there are lots of nuggets, guys. I think everyone needs to get this book because there are lots of nuggets in it. Another thing you also talked about was building your brand and connection. And you talked about networking, you talked about listening, you talked about thinking. Now, I'm just wondering, for those people who actually have businesses, who have brands out there, who are watching the program right now, what are 5 steps they can take to actually amplify the business that they own?
All right. So one of the, as a personal branding strategist and also a family life coach, I work with career moms with the company, Crystal's Coaching and Consulting, presently as a lead coach. I always tell people that I would use my framework to analyze what you've just said.
Your experience.
So there's actually a place for clarity of identity. That should be the first step, because if you don't know where you're going to, if you don't know where you're going to, you're actually going nowhere.
True.
If you don't have a sustainable system, you're actually building no system. You're actually leaving nothing for the next generation. So you need to identify yourself. I think that's where the place of God comes in at first. If you check the number 1, I actually asked,
you had lots of scriptures. You had lots of scriptures in here.
So the
clarity
the second aspect is purpose. Now you understand clarity. It's time for you to prepare. Now, what you don't prepare for won't come to you. It doesn't. There's actually a need for you to think. There's a need for you to put your thinking into words, and also your words into actions. So preparation makes it a lot easier for you to understand where you are going to. Because many persons that have personal or business brands out there, they fail to understand that there is a need for you to first get clarity, and second, there's actually a need for you to align your purpose to who you are called. You can't serve everybody, you can't solve the world's problem. So I think purpose, I know very well that purpose aligns you to that field. It aligns you to understanding who you're called to serve. And the next one is mindset.
Mindset.
Your mindset growth. So in the line of understanding purpose, there is actually a need for you to
you know what? There is a lot. I can tell there is a lot.
You actually asked for 5.
You've given it. You've given us 3. What I would say is, I would advise everyone who is watching right now to get the book so they can get more, because there's way more than 3 in here. I know you also talk about the 3 hours and all the rest. There is a lot, guys. But that is all that we can take at this time.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. You have an amazing smile, by the way.
Thank you.
If you're joining us, if you're watching right now, make sure you go out, try and get this book. You can use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria to share your thoughts about the book as well. It is there for you to read and get inspired, guys. But that is all that we can take at this time. We'll be right. We'll be back after this short break. Do not go anywhere.